Okay, I'm just clicking the one is coming. Okay, so now let's start with our agenda for today. Jilan, can you please help me to show the slides? Okay, our webinar today is more about a make a shift. We call it make a shift. And our agenda today is a quick introduction of WSI. We have here Anton, our solution architect from McAfee, talks us about McAfee work from home solutions and more endpoints and other technologies that we have in McAfee. And we will have a break in between the presentation of Anton. And after that, we will hear from Kathy from our McAfee channels. And then we will have a raffle and announcement of winners. So to start with, next. Okay, WSI is a value add distributor. And we've been in the industry for more than 38 years now. Yeah, 38 years. I joined, 39 years na pala. Okay, so we have a breadth of brands, more than 50. Next. More than 50 brands that we are distributing nationwide. To name of those, of course, McAfee. We have the HP, we have the Citrix, and all of that you see in the screens, we carry all. Next. And this is our official website, www.vortex.com.ph, where you can see our blogs, our events, our announcement promo, and our e-commerce platforms. Next. And this is our social media link. We have in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Next. Also, this has been actually promoting this since last year that we are the first distributor that we launched this e-commerce platform. We call it We Sell It, and our McAfee products is also available for ready to purchase using your credit card or remittance to any buy-in center. You can buy this product. Next. And there you go. So again, our event today is, okay, sorry. Okay, for the raffle draw, we are encouraging all to scan the QR code. This is the evaluation. So for those who completed the evaluation form, at the end of the session, we will give you time to answer the eval form. You will win a jacket, a leather bag, and as well as a GCash prizes that can take away this afternoon. Okay, we will flash this again after the session of Anton later on. So there you go. My name is Jenny Pasqua, and you're attending a Make a Ship. Try to learn and discover why McAfee is the right one to choose from in protecting your data from external threats and cloud-native breaches. Okay, so now our next speaker for today. Let me introduce to you our solution architect from McAfee, Mr. Anton Orpilla. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Jenny, for the introduction and for allowing us to collaborate and contribute to our attendees and customers. And let me open my video. Kita nyo? Oops, sorry. Ayan. Also, I would like to pray that everyone is in good health, mentally well, and of course in stable and safe condition. No? Without further ado, I'll proceed to the content of our sharing this afternoon. I pray that everyone have had his and her lunch already. Apologies, I only have one meal per day now. So it's always dinner. Okay. Well.
How are you, Anton?
Um,
Once a
yeah,
day ka lang
doing
kumakain,
well,
ha?
doing well.
Good.
Still very blessed to, to still survive up to this day. No, I know it's a very trying time in our situation right now, and we're still blessed to have work.
So are we, oo, survivor tayo ngayon.
Yep.
Sana matapos na.
Yep, and praying that over time we will have an effective vaccine, diba? Para may peace of
Yes,
mind na tayo. And
correct.
lumakas ang ating antibodies. Ayun ang
Correct.
importante. Yep.
All right, okay.
Okay, again, thank you everyone, and also our Miss gratitude to WSI and Miss Jenny for allowing us to again share to you our technology at McAfee. I'm Anton. You can call me Manong Anton. I'm a support engineer slash architect, or you can call me as also a mentor if you want. So just to move forward, no, I just wanted to elaborate some innovation coming from McAfee. So anchoring back to what Ms. Jenny has mentioned, McAfee's strategy and vision is device to cloud. No? Because initially McAfee started its motivation of helping everyone else in the cybersecurity space starting from an endpoint. And nowadays, most of us are already using a lot of cloud services. So the strategy of McAfee shifted not only from protecting our end users, every one of us, from from threats, from data exfiltration and the like, no, but also helping us protect our data from hackers, from threats coming from the cloud as well, and also data that can be exfiltrated and stolen from our cloud services. No? So overall, no, so from the device protection, so McAfee as it's having its core endpoint protection, call it endpoint protection, and it has been complemented by the EDR module. So that's focused on the device protection or endpoint protection. Along with, of course, there's already what we call the cloud security stack. No? The cloud security stack is a combination of various technology, no? Protection technology. I believe you already heard about the Cloud Access Security Broker, the CASB, as they say. Some software security web gateway that's already in the cloud, as well as data DLP solutions. By the way, that's the function of CASB. No? So some DLP solutions that can protect your data on whichever cloud services you are consuming. Now, since we are also talking about the lift and shift, no, for our digital transformation, some of our workloads are already in the cloud. So apart from protecting data that we always use in our collaboration tools, our software as a service, yung mga O365, the likes of G Suite and the like, no, there's also the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. So we have to put into context also how to secure those cloud infra. Very similar to how we protect our servers on premise. No? And as a part of the management core, management facility of McAfee, we call it the e-policy orchestrator. It's like a central management of all of the security controls and technology of McAfee. No? So that's the platform where you create your rules and policies. That's where you also do your assessment, analysis in terms of data loss, of threats, and of course, in terms of data protection, they already have some guidelines and compliance in terms of what is sensitive and what not. So there's where we call the classification and where to protect data and what to control. No? And to augment this particular architecture, no, McAfee is also adding a lot of capabilities out there. No? There's already a big data lake platform. It's not only the global threat intelligence, but also an advanced analytics and intelligence. We term it as Envision Insights. We will elaborate this later on. No? So just to put into context the solutions, no? So we have the endpoint protection. This is more on the workstations, your mobile, right? You also have your servers, whether this is still physical or this is running on a virtualized platform. No? Of course, along that, no, there is still what we call data protection. From your endpoint, there's still data. And you can also enforce other protection mechanism in the network and also enhance the DLP with encryption. No? And apart from the data loss, because let's focus more on data that is being communicated in and out, yung data at rest, data in motion, we also have security controls as well, security solutions, so network security solutions. So we also have the on-premise proxy gateway, IPS, and to complement these two technologies, you have also the sandboxing capability, which can be also used in your endpoint. And in terms of operations, kay SOC naman tayo, no, there you have your central analytics platform, we call it the SIEM, or the security intelligence or analytics, no, that is blended with other capabilities, aside from the threat intelligence, for remediation tools, forensic investigation tools like EDR. And part of the other, as we mentioned, we are not only focused on on-premise protection, but also focused on cloud protection. No? Some of the other on-premise tools here is also offered. Some of them are offered in the cloud. No? Some of them are even bundled all together, no? To give you a better scope in protection. And at the core synergy or integration of among all of these technologies, whether that's McAfee and all other vendors, security vendors that out there, we leverage on the central management and of course the fabric. It's like an API technology that integrates and blends in communication, no, all of the technologies, because you have to inform other technologies whether the threat was detected sa endpoint, whether the threat was detected on the network. You have to somewhat give a signal to other security controls so that they would also have its own mechanism depending on the type of the threat. No? So that's what we call the data exchange layer. So there's a good capability. That's one of the unique proposition of McAfee as a whole, because it recognizes all of the integration parts, especially when my background, I came from an operations, security operations now. This is very beneficial when I wanted to do some tactical remediations, as well as if I am already performing some cost analysis and some remediation task. No? And for now, we'll just focus, we'll go directly to the endpoints and server protection. No? I'll just to give you a recap. No? So actually, this is an architecture, by the way, for where all of these technologies are placed. No? So ito yung regular office natin. No? We have your data center, you have your branch offices, you have your head office, your main office, meeting room maybe, and your workstations. Of course, we will add another variable here, yung mga work from home na. Kasi we're shifting all of the operations here in a skeletal workforce in at home. No? But looking at this point of view, no, we have certain protections from endpoint, as you can see here. On the server side as well, we can also have certain mechanisms that we are protecting on the server, right? And in terms of your operations, not only the data center, that network, but also your InfoSec and your security operations. So you have tools that they can access. And sorry, that's your regular administrative part, but this is more on the security operation, in case that you have segregated that roles from our traditional administrative practices. No? So the SOC will have SIEM as its core, the insights, all of the level 3 threat hunting. No? Before any threat happens, no, dapat they are proactive in that. No? And of course, since we have shifted a lot of our workloads, no, our applications in the cloud, we have to also consider the protection that is in the cloud outside our data center, right? So there, McAfee already have security solutions and tools that will complement all of that, what is on-premise and that of what is in cloud. Actually, there's a mapping of this actual semi-architecture along with the portfolio of what we have discussed earlier. No? So just to give you a mapping of which option we can enable later on in terms, because again, this is a variety of solutions that can complement your existing investments of whether McAfee and other vendors as well. Okay, so we'll go deep dive in endpoint security. By the way, Miss Jenny, I'm just doing some tech update on this one. I'll not go deep dive on all of the capabilities.
Kailangan nila yan kasi some of the customer, they just bought the new Envision 1 and the rest are, that they just renewed their ETP.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sige po. So we know that we see your challenges, in terms of detection, in terms of new attacks of complexities, of it's not only signature based, attacks that is happening right now. It's more of fileless attacks right now. So yun yung mga advanced persistent threat or those attacks that are hooking. So masama sila sa mga regular process like yung mga regular WinWord natin, Acrobat.exe natin, and all other collaboration tools that we have. And of course, we wanted also to have visibility. And of course, in terms of operations, we need to have sustainable approaches in our eradication of all of these threats. And within endpoint security, of course, as I mentioned, we are addressing the siloed defenses. That's the reason why there is what we call the integration. There's a central management. And apart from having the out-of-the-box technology, there is also other automations that can be extended and blended with other remediation tasks. So in terms also on forensic, in terms of analyzing all of these threats, and looking for some symptoms, instead of relying on some of the experts ng level 2, L3 operations, it's very hard to find a profile out there who does a lot of this reverse engineering, who is very expert in the core operating system ng Windows, low level, and even in Linux. So we're using a lot of these tools right now to complement what they're doing. Kasi again, adversaries are targeting as an SLA, as an attack less than 1 minute pa nga up to this day. So apart from the main benefits from endpoint security, these are actually the modules that are adherent there. There is the core AV, the threat prevention. You have your own endpoint IPS or firewall. So if you don't want to use your operating system firewall, of course, that's already a module that is part of the bundle of the endpoint security platform. And you also have a mini web gateway, endpoint web gateway that can help you on the network layer. Now, going back to what I mentioned about advanced threats, you already have your adaptive threat protection in case you upgrade to the most recent version ng endpoint security, which is 10.7. It is already a good bundling that that version is presenting to you, that the threat prevention and adaptive threat. This threat prevention and ATP, I will abbreviate that to ATP now. It's already in one module, and this is the one helping you for your 0-day and all other advanced, or let's say advanced scripting attacks that is not prominent in most of the common virus attacks that we know. And we have your endpoint EDR, your EDR, we call it active response for on-premise. Tapos if you're hearing about Envision is a bundling and offering rebranded by McAfee. You have your Envision EDR, yung cloud-based. It has a larger scope kasi it's using a very large data platform in its investigation. So highlighting also the fabric, the integration fabric, of course, in most of our tools right now, it needs to be interoperable, So most of the integration that we do is more of API. So using that data exchange layer, it leverages APIs, yung integration points ng bawat technology, And without, if we're relying to technology integration. Napakaraming integration nito is very cumbersome eh. And that's the reason why we're using the DXL, the data exchange layer, that will create a single platform for your API call. No, you don't have to repeat one API exposure to certain different types of technology. They will just pass through this fabric so that they can call those APIs ng other technology. No? So this is just to elaborate on the functionalities of the endpoint security. I believe I have expounded a lot of the functions a while back. So you have your on-demand access scan. When you highlight and select a particular file that's already an access, before you open it, just highlighting it in Windows, for example. No? Your on-demand scheduled scanning, of course, that depends on the heuristic of your scans, whether you're scanning it on a non-intrusive or lesser bandwidth. So there's already an option when you wanted endpoint security to consume certain CPU utilization. No? So those are some of the new features that is already adherent to version 10.7. All right. And of course, all of this core module is managed by the central management facility, which is the e-policy orchestrator, right? So the detection, this is rather a small old logo kasi it's on way back 2014, but it's very the same. It's just a matter of it has more information wherein it will present you with various attributes of detection. No? It's not only the virus hash, but it also have attributed other symptoms or specimens that's out there that will already help you identify a particular threat. No? And of course, apart from the detection for signature, there's a lot of other telemetry data from the threat intelligence that McAfee security tools are using. No? They're leveraging all of these patterns, virus definition, those signature based, those hash values, and even pattern based on behavior. So those are already shared across all of the security tools. No? So it's not only coming from purely McAfee, but it's collaborative with other security vendors as well, and also that of the research and threat hunters coming from McAfee and other collaborators. No? All right, and we go to the ATP, yung Adaptive Threat Protection. No? So there is an advanced zero-day attacks nowadays. No? So with the ATP module, this is already bundled together in 10.7. No? So the ATP serves as your somewhat local containerization or local quarantine. No? So it will already, if it's suspicious of that particular attack, no, it will somewhat quarantine it and observe that particular attacks. No? You don't require anymore the comprehensive sandboxing. No? This is already somewhat low latency containment that is already enforced in your endpoint. No? So it's observing a lot of those suspicious and malicious behaviors of that particular process. Let's say it's not yet detected on a virus hash, it's observing that particular behavior. No? So in the traditional detection, on the top, these are the traditional combined detection of any malware. But in terms of, because zero-day nga tayo, it needs to observe that particular behavior. No? Okay, so just to give you just a run-through of how the regular endpoint protection is detected. No? So I know that this is being executed in a VM, part of our SOC investigation. We do it already on isolated environment. No? So this is a very destructful malware. It's already destroying the master boot record of that particular VM. So when I do a restart of this one, no, of course, this is already an Annabelle variant. No? It destroys and overwrites your master boot record. No? Okay, just to move forward. So this is with actually an ENS on installed. No? And you see the enforcement, the rules that is enabled. No? These are the rules. Again, that depends on how strict your policy is. No? So, of course, if it's known, it will be detected. No? There will be an alert. And if it's unknown, it will observe all of those particular behaviors. So in this particular variant, you see that the ATP, the behavioral monitoring, is being used to observe the behavior of that particular malware. No? So you see it's already restricting those particular attacks to perform any low-level distractions. No? So the ATP, you see, it's already observing, and you see there's already a containment that happened because it's not known, so it's already observing its behavior. All right. Okay, moving forward. So apart from that detection, there is also again low latency ng machine learning. I know when we speak in data science about machine learning, no, we need to require more information to make it improve and be effective. No, but again, these are some of the pattern, the algorithm that is already deployed in the core of ATP is already tuned. No? It's tuned based on the training data that is done in the data lake of McAfee. No? So this is the algorithm used to detect the behaviors. No? Apart from the specified one that we have shown out of the box, there's also machine learning defenses. No? That is also being updated once in a while, depending on a new pattern or new algorithm that was already learned from the algorithms in the cloud. No? So this is another example of that. Sorry, I'm just doing the actual attacks right now na Miss Jenny kasi baka if I launch an actual malware here, baka yung buong system ko. So this is run actually on a simulated environment again.
Ikaw lang maapektuhan. Ikaw lang yung
yeah. It will be a destructive virus if they even run through our streaming attack. No? That is being learned right now. No? So how to launch streaming attacks via video calls. No? Very scary. No? So you see that there are certain rules, containment rules that you can initially observe, can report mo na, and later on be potentially blocked. No? This is another execution. Of course, what we are simulating here is just execution, but most of the threats here are not via executable. No? Most of them are hooked and anchored in those legit process. No? So nakita nyo dito, the reputation is unknown, but it was already blocked because it was observed to have malicious content. No? Mind you, even on version 10.6, it was already ATP was already there. But the beauty of having 10.7, the module is already in one installer. No? ENS and ATP is already there. So this is just to show you that here are some flavors of how the detection is happening, how the small-scale containment is being done on an observing pattern before it already quarantines. That depends on the action of that particular threat or malware. Of course, you cannot quarantine Winward, but you can block the actual sub-process that it is executing at the back end. No? So you cannot, of course, quarantine Winward.exe kasi that's a legit Windows program, no, by Microsoft. No? What we are giving here is just preventing the actual 0 day that is anchored on Winward. No? So just to move forward, no, so just to piggyback on fileless attacks, no, they're using a lot of shell scripts. They're using a similar protocol used by SIEM and some even Visual Basic scripts and other exploits. No, system exploits if it's not patched and it's not optimized. No, so I'll just move forward. No, I'll not show this anymore. There is also a story graph. At least I will not need initially an EDR here, but it will already give me a point of view how the particular attack happened, no? Coming from a legit process, how it invokes a back-end command, launching a command prompt, and all other certain tools by Microsoft, yung mga opening ng files, opening ng registry, copying of files, no? At least we would know what to remediate at the gate, no? At least I would say I will not need to patch the whole operating system. I would rather stop that particular process and patch that particular program if given, no? And I will see the same behavior and detect it all other to other endpoints, no? So that I can remediate from there, right? So another feature that's part of started 10.6 and 10.7, there's a rollback remediation. This is very helpful, no, pagdating sa ransomware, kasi ransomware encrypts your data, tapos you are required to pay via Bitcoin, Ethercash, and all other cryptocurrency, no? So there is, if you go to your APP, no, there is what you call enable enhanced remediation and monitor and remediate deleted and change file, no? Very special ito, right? So this is on the administration part, and this is more on the part in case your end user is able to launch the settings, no? But most of the time, you don't allow your end user to change and tweak the configurations from the endpoint. So just to show you a screen capture, of course, this is the normal capture. Maybe I've seen this in some of the videos of McAfee in YouTube, no? So you see that yung mga images na pusa, yung cat, was encrypted, no? And there's already a ransom note there that you have to pay in this cryptocurrency account this amount before I can give you the decryption key. Of course, it's not being run again. It can be anchored to an attachment in the email, opening files, and all others, no? So with this, no, it will take some time. Of course, McAfee has done its own containment, and it's also with high conviction. It says that it already have done some encryption mechanism. This particular program done mechanism, I can already restore back the actual image of that particular files that were ransomed, no? So if you can notice, it killed that process and restored back to the original state of that files, no? So this is a good feature, especially for endpoints who are running Windows, because most of the ransomware that I've seen and studied and reverse engineer is mostly in Windows, right? So this one good feature, right? And as benefits, again, with ENS and ATP module, there's lesser risk reduction, faster time to remediate. Of course, it will save you a lot of time, not only in time, but also in cost, and already give you, in the operation side, a better visualization on how to comply and adhere to and eradicate all of some of these behaviors in your endpoints that are affected. Okay, so just a brief through of the management. Of course, there's EPO. There is somewhat a drastic change from 10.9 to 10.5.9 to 5.10, right? The GUI is somewhat very similar to the web-based offering of McAfee. It has already new extensions, new modules, add-ons that is very helpful for managers, even for SOC operations, no? To at least will drill down and focus what to prioritize, no? For in this dashboard, should I prioritize in data protection or should I prioritize in threat, no? I would see that based on the escalated device, it is very prominent that there are some challenges in based on threat, no? So I can drill down what is attributing to that risk, no? And all of those, no? So this is just a glance of the new flavor. If you, again, it is a requirement to upgrade your endpoints to 5.10 so that you can avail with those versions ng 10.7 of your endpoint, no? And again, the benefit is it will save you a lot of times in terms of your streamlining of your process, no? And if you have a lot of these lesser clicks towards your triage and analysis of a particular threat. No? And similarly, in case of the actual rule sets and policies from an administrative standpoint, no, you will already see some groupings in the policy catalog. No? You will also see the details of that particular policies, who is assigned to, and which particular endpoints is assigned to, and later on you can already do a role-based changes of those policies based on your operations. And other flavors that you can deploy your EPO in case you don't want to still continue on premise. There are other flavors now. You can run it on an infrastructure as a service. So in AWS, there's already a marketplace. And in case you don't want to manage the workload or the infrastructure, you have your Envision EPO. So Envision or McAfee Vision EPO, it's a software as a service. So total cost of ownership, you don't need to administer the database, the operating system of that is all software as a service. Again, just to give you an highlight, not all modules, no, not all modules are there, but most of the core that we mentioned are already there. No? But other modules that are not commonly used in threat protection are not available in Envision EPO. But most of the core AV and DLP, it's already in Envision EPO. Just to give you benefits of having an Envision EPO versus bring your own license sa IaaS, no? So here are the benefits, no? Okay. Don't worry, I will furnish a copy of this material to Miss Jenny. She will share this in their shared directory for your own perusal later on. Ano, Miss Jenny?
Yes, Anton, thank you.
Ayan. So with the new Envision EPO, no, depending on which deployment, aside from your endpoint ENS, no, your Windows, Mac, and Linux, it can also administer other modules from Envision Mobile, application Mac, the McAfee App Connect, and all other modules from the endpoint. Tapos there we have also the Envision endpoint. Now this is a blended offering with a Defender. So in case you don't want to use yung AV core ni ENS, you have your Envision endpoint where McAfee is complementing Defender. It's the ATP, yung Adaptive Threat Protection. And with EPO, aside from the full stack of your AV modules, no, it's also the same agent administering all of your data protection, mapa-encryption siya, your DLP classification module, device control, and all other data protection modules that's there. It's single EPO, single agent, but multiple modules managed by this single agent. All right. Just to brace through Envision endpoint, as I mentioned earlier, it's a blended offering in case some of your endpoints have Defender, and you're using that rather than the AV core or the threat protection of ENS or McAfee ENS. What Envision endpoint is bringing to table is just adding the ATP module, the advanced threat protection, yung 0-day, to the AV core of Windows. So that's the Envision endpoint, just to update now. So I'll not discuss the technicalities of this one now kasi I will just let McAfee will let Defender detect it first. In case there are unknown or high conviction of this process, Defender will pass it back to Envision endpoint and perform its ATP, yung Adaptive Threat Protection. So that's just the difference, no, ng Envision endpoint versus the whole ENS, no, that can be deployed in that endpoint. Again, some benefits. I'm just highlighting it here because it will be very helpful in your metrics or in your studies for the benefits of enabling this component. So here are some of the high-level features of it. Now, since we're talking about Envision, I will discuss the banding later on. So Envision is the tagging that McAfee has devised or has branded in all of the cloud-based offering, no? So part of the bundle of that, you have the Envision threat protection or mobile threat defense, diba? So we call it the Envision Mobile. So the Envision Mobile, of course, it's your NTD. It's not it's not an NDM. It's not an NDM. So it's focused only on the threats. No, it's not only on the threats locally, but also threat in your network connection, in the risk posture of the applications that you're installing in your tab, in your mobile. No? So it provides your device based on the OS, all of the storages that's out there. No? So it's performing somewhat an AV function. It's also protecting you from network threats. No? If someone is trying to penetrate your mobile device, or in case you connected to public Wi-Fi, that public Wi-Fi SSID is a teeter by let's say a man in the middle, may teeter siya, or may software-defined radio device siya, or mga pineapple SDR na sinasabi, no? So it can already assess whether that's a risky connection, no? And also for the applications that you are using, di ba? Some of the applications kasi we don't download from Google Play Store, which they do their own scrutiny, no? And Apple Play Store or App Store. So some of the malwares right now that we have already investigated, no, it's already contained within those Android packages and iPhone, no. So the mobile protection or your mobile threat defense is the one helping you detect that, and of course helping you not to pursue or connect or use that particular application. All right. As an architecture, of course, since we are the Envision Mobile is not an MDM, no. Though it has its own repository inventory, MDM kasi has its own more functions, doing the wipe, complete wipe, selective wipe, doing some notification, and so on and so forth. Ito kasi si Envision Mobile, it's more of the mobile threat defense. So we integrate with other NDM, the likes of AirWatch, Mobile Iron, IBM MAS 360, and all other supported NDM. So in case that there's an API call, and towards that EPO, since we are using an EPO, there's also an extension in your EPO in case you wanted to surface all of the actual inventory and detection coming from Envision console, because it has its own standalone console. No? But again, as our messaging here for EPO, it's your standalone GUI for editing. So there's an integration right now, no, rather than going here and going to EPO separately. So I'll just go to my EPO and do my investigation and my triage from there. All right. Just a sample of screencasted iOS. No, there is an NTD deployed already. You see that there's that mobile is already jailbroken. There is some tools that, for example, we are connected in that endpoint is connected to the same Wi-Fi, no, and we're trying this particular mobile attack. So it's the BetterCap tools, no, the BetterCap tools. It's trying to target doing a sniffing, an nmap towards all of the connected device. So I see that the NTD is already detecting that someone is doing something suspicious in the network. So it's already advising the user that that particular Wi-Fi is not safe. No. So there are certain escalated attacks here. So of course, with that you can already do a sniffon, no? Change the actual network packet that is received and sent towards the network from the mobile, no? So of course this is somewhat blended with social engineering, no, in coffee shops and the like, no. So this is an example where the user is able to open a particular file, no, based from the injection that the hacking tool have done, no. And finally, since we are the initial stage where the hackers are doing is to get a God mode, needed to get to the actual OS, no? So you see some of the techniques that this tool can do from a mobile hacking standpoint, no, is showing, no. So just to show you that the actual, you see that there is actual capture of the audio of what is being sent and in and out that mobile, no. You see, and all other forensic information that can be retrieved. So you can even send an email in behalf of that mobile, no. So I'm just showing you that because of that, no, you will see that the user was able to receive a particular email, no, based from the man in the middle, no. So for a regular end user, if he or she is not accustomed to checking the phishing emails, he or she might be sending it to others, no, and attaching some information. So you see, the hacker was able to intercept the particular attachment only from the mobile, no. So again, of course, where Envision Mobile can help you is giving you notification, no. This is just only observed level, no. In this particular policy, there is no blocking. So just to show you that we're able to detect all of the types of attacks here. So of course, the most effective policy out there is to stop all of the transaction using that SSID, no. So rather than letting the user continue his or her usual business as usual, no. So benefits, even though it's online or offline, no, there is protection, and it's also giving you giving a benefit for your operation not to call that particular end user that was infected or was compromised and run through a playbook or a service management task for them to remove malware, no. So anyhow, to add more function, no, we have the application control. This is very effective once you already have identified, especially in the servers, what to allow, what particular processes to allow. Of course, all of those application, database, and all of the trusted processes and programs, no. So the application control will give you more protection in terms of what is allowed and what not, no. So kaya meron tayong whitelisting and memory protection. And even if some process with that particular, let's say, is very similar to integrate the file integrity monitoring, no? If that particular file has been altered, no, or been infected and whatnot, you can already alert and block all of that its functions, no. So there is whitelisting. We allow trusted process, trusted directories, and even users tied to that particular process, no? That's the main motivation of the application control, whitelisting. And in terms of those processes running in memory, we can also allow what to execute and what not. And it's all incorporated files, system files, and link libraries in the local directory. All right. So another set of benefits, as I summarized earlier, no, of course, this is very helpful in servers, no. But of course, in endpoint, since you have already your endpoint protection, data protection, no, it's not advisable. But maybe on selected certain areas wherein you allow trusted applications to run, no? Aside from the protection mechanism, no. Going to the gist of the sharing right now, no? So we have the Envision Insights. So Envision Insights, coming from the architecture, it's actually the data lake or the data intelligence and analytics platform or the data science platform of McAfee. No, it provides existing customers or existing users of McAfee endpoint ENS on their posture against dun sa mga campaigns na ginagawa or balak ng mga notorious groups, the likes of Lazarus, let's say Anonymous PH. If there are campaigns that they are brewing up, may binabalak sila or it's already in motion, no? So Envision Insights, of course, it has its own telemetry data. It correlates data from your global threat intelligence, from the threat hunting, from other vendors, from the dark web, now all together. And what they found out as campaigns, they give you a posture, your state. So your state against this particular campaign. So there's a lot of campaigns, no? So the motivation for this one, no? So because most of the time we are reactive, no? The time that we only respond is when we perform the detection, no? So we know that earlier there's already threats and there's an attack, no? So this is the only time that we respond, no? When there's already the threat and when it is detected, no? And when, of course, the propagation, all of the threat lateral movement is being done, no? So what we wanted to do is to be proactive, no? Prior to the attack happen, if there is already symptoms, so we needed to be preemptive, no? And we need to be proactive. So in Envision Insights, no, it will guide us. So if you have heard about the shift left development operations to operations DevOps, no, in security we also wanted to do that, no, before anything happens to us, no, we are even preemptive and we already have devised certain protection or strengthen our policies before any attack happen, no. This is uh, a good path and proactive approach in cybersecurity. No? So with Envision as a platform, as a solution, no, this will be an add-on to what you have as an EPO and ENS. No? It will give you proactive visualization out of the campaigns. It will give you suggestions and prescribe with you remediations as well. So it provides you some most likely assessment. So what will happen? And will give you some remediation tasks to strengthen and maybe deploy to your endpoint. No? So I already summarized the benefits. Now I'll just go through the actual walkthrough, no? Doing a time check. So this is Envision Insight. You see this is EPO. It's like an extension there. No? And you will see that this is a sample of a campaign. No? And a campaign, for example, this is the CD no, Kiwi ransom campaign, no? And it will already, Envision Insight will give you, based on this profile, campaign profile or threat profile, no? It will do an assessment in your particular environment. O dito sa sample natin, maraming risky, no? And based on that, based on this campaign, you have a certain action to suggested by Envision Insight in accordance to the particular campaign na nangyayari or binabalak ng mga notorious kalaban. So it's not only general, no, you can drill down to a particular industry. If I am on retail, if I am banking and whatnot, no. So by the way, this is the EDR, no. I will also breeze through this later on. So if I am a SOC manager, if I'm a level 1 operations, no, I go to Insights, I click on Fix It. Ayan, nabigyan na ako ng somewhat methods of procedure to remediate that particular endpoints that are affected relative to that threat, no. So I'm already given a preemptive that you need to patch this, you have to enforce this particular policy, or download an updated virus signatures or an update to the version of your current endpoint. No? All right. So just to give you a flavor of that, no. Oops.
Ayan, Ton.
Yep.
You're demonstrating the insight, or do you want to give a quick break?
Sige, I'll demonstrate the insights. EDR then will have a break. Yep.
All right.
Bale, brace through lang naman siya on both.
Yeah, I think all our guests today are so focused.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
if you have any questions,
yeah.
don't hesitate to unmute yourself. Stop me at a given time, no, if there are some clarifications, or you can pop it in the chat window. So this is already an insights, no. As you can see, there are certain threats. That's there. You see, you can enable it if you already are in that version of EPO na 5.10 and version 10.7 ng ENS. No? So very sad na ginagamit nila si novel coronavirus 2019 as a phishing mechanism, no? So based on the telemetry data, you will see a lot of the consolidated information, right? All of the correlated file hashes, no? This can be very helpful also in your SIEM and your EDR. It's mapping to the Maitre attack framework, no? Yung mga techniques nang nandun sa framework na yon. So makikita nyo na dito. Kasi ito yung cyber kill chain natin and ano yung, based on that campaign, ano yung ginagamit ng grupo na yon to launch its campaign, no? You see? So ngayon, if I wanted to check my environment, kung affected o hindi, based on the endpoints that I have in my environment, up to date naman. So device exposed, devices with insufficient coverage, ay merong isa. Merong isa kasi it's not reporting anymore, no? But generally wala, no? So it's already giving me, based on this campaign, no? It's already giving me a bird's eye view before the campaign rolls out, no? And it will already prevent me before the campaign rolls out, no? May sarili rin silang go live. We are already prepared, no? Especially those who have already ENS in place, no? So these are just somewhat patikim. Again, once you're already on that version, you can reach out to Miss Jenny. If you wanted to do, of course, this is more effective in production, di ba? Kasi it's just collecting data, it's telemetry data, tapos based on the versions that you have, tapos they will correlate that with the campaigns that is here, and if it will be very helpful on you, no, it can be bundled in certain packages of Envision Protect, no. So EDR, just a breeze through. EDR, again, it's a forensic tool, no? Ito yung cloud-based. Again, it's using the same data lake to perform its detection based on the collected information, mga process dump, yung mga activities ng endpoint, yung mga nangyayari sa endpoint, yung mga ginagawa ng mga process natin, no? So it collects the data, from the data lake, it processes it, and it's already prioritizing and alerting user, and it's providing you a certain degree of what to respond on that particular endpoint, diba? So it complements your endpoint EPP or your AV core, by the way. And ako coming from SOC, it's rather than me one by one investigating all of the collected information and alert, no, even this one, there's already a focus guided investigation based on the viability, based on the volatility playbooks that McAfee and EDR is presenting. And of course, if I wanted to add more context, I can upload context or correlated information coming from my SIEM to guide me in my triage, and so that I can respond much better to the endpoints that are affected. No? So as a benefit, of course, the value add here, aside from mapping it to the Maitre attack framework, no, it's providing me an ease of guided investigation. So kahit hindi pa ko experienced na administrator, I can be a junior level 1 SOC operator, I'm already given a guide on what to focus on and what to do. No? And of course, there are certain features from searching, visualization that can complement my analysis. So that is EDR, no? So again, faster. The objective here is to detect a much faster resolution and triage. So at the gate, no, you have already the monitoring. You see the hash value and the infected devices. Hindi lang naka-expound. Tapos ito yung favorite ko again, the Maitre attack framework. Ano yung based on that particular attacks, ano yung ginagamit nung APT na yon, yung Advanced Persistent Threat or Zero Day. And there's already very similar to the story graph that you have seen in EPO earlier. No? Again, this is an EPO dashboard. And I will see, of course, this is already a high conviction just to show you that it is already performing a lot of very suspicious file actions. No, it's opening files, updating registry, and from that investigation, nandito na yung guided investigation ko if I select. So may prioritization ako dito rather than me investigating one attack path, no? I can highlight one and focus on that. No? So nakita niyo dito, I just highlighted yung uncommon process. At least I will focus on that particular endpoint. And I have certain remediation action already. No? May get process. I can perform also and launch my scripts, my customized scripts, and even call APIs coming from other technologies. No? I can even call an API from my network facility to maybe block that particular port or kill that session. Aside from the out-of-the-box na meron si EDR. No? And before we go to the break, no, moving forward, no, kasi I've heard about the XDR, no, the XDR capability. No? So the XDR is a blended of the insights, the EDR, and our practices. In cybersecurity, we have the people, process, and technology. No? So with the XDR, no, there is also the offering by McAfee, of course, with the hybrid blend of the services of our local partners and our distributor. No, it will already help you kasi they're also using insights in your remediation in this cycle of threat analysis, threat management, and remediation. So I'll pass it back to Miss Jenny for a quick raffle and prize. Thank you very much. Tama ba? Tama?
Thank you, Anton. So we'll get back to you later. So now, wala pa tayong i-raffle, but then again, let me remind everyone, in the chat box, we already send the QR code and QR code and the link for you to be able to fill up our evaluation form. For every complete evaluation form, you are qualified to join on our raffle draw. And by the way, we have 10 raffle draws that we are giving away. Our first prize, actually, I don't call it first prize. Meron tayong apat na GC o GCash na worth 500 and dalawang 1,000 through GCash. And also, we have 2 jackets to be given away and 2 leather jackets. So, so we will give you time later after Anton presentation to complete your evaluation form. But for now, let's have a quick break, Ronald Tolosa, thanks, Miss Jenny. A happy global McAfee customer here. Wow, we've been using this for almost 20 years. Sir Ronald,
Yeah, hi
thank
Jenny.
you.
Yeah, good
Hi.
afternoon. Yeah.
Good feedback. Thank you for that, sir.
So far, wala akong headache. EPO is working fine. So we are, from endpoint to firewall to web control, it's already activated in our site. So happy customer
Good to
here.
hear that.
Maganda ron, it's being done by our global team in Munich. So wala akong problema from a local site. So they're the one doing it for me.
Sir, try naman the Vision Insights. Actually, if you have a ADR, actually it's bundled inside, but it has a separate SKU na pwede mo ring ma-purchase. And for others,
when I heard EDR, it's a bit of a new for me. But when I look at McAfee settings on my PC, well, I mentioned McAfee endpoint security is there, threat prevention, firewall, web control are in place. Wala nga lang admin login. I try to log in pero wala akong admin login. Like I mentioned, meron kami global security team handling everything. But in terms of our EPO setup, so again we have an EPO server to manage this. And then dati we're also using SAR, yung Super Agent Repository, if I mentioned correctly, if I understand it correctly. So
dugo, sir. si Anton relates.
Yeah. Si Anton is when I heard Anton, he's purely technical, which is very good, no? medyo boring for managers like me, pero dati akong infra din. So far ano it brings back to memories. But so far in terms of our endpoint security in place, and also for our McAfee installed on our servers,
Mm-hmm.
it's really doing good. So wala namang
Great.
major. May,
Awesome.
may nangyayari sa ibang geography, ibang country, pero not in Philippines.
Ah,
Luckily.
good.
Alright.
Okay, sa ibang countries. Oh, good to
Yes.
hear that, Sir Ronald, and thanks for that compliment. And
Correct.
uh, I'm sure all of the customer that attended here are McAfee users already, and I hope you still continue supporting the McAfee and as well as try our offer solutions, most especially our work from home solutions. Na later on, I think um, Anton will dig more of that work from home solutions. But
Sige, let's
now,
see.
yeah, thank you,
Let's
Sir Ronald. But just give us a quick, we'll do a quick commercial lang. And let's hear from Jilan to introduce to you our We Sell It e-commerce platform that where you can buy directly from the platform and we will deliver everything and the support actually is behind pwede mag-support ng distributor as well as your reseller selected in the e-commerce platform. So Julan, I give you the floor to present quickly our reseller. But then again, please reminder to all, please submit your complete evaluation form para later on meron tayo makasama kayo sa mga raffle draw. All right? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Jenny. So, good afternoon, attendees. While we're on a break, we encourage you to visit We Sell It, the first pure IT e-commerce site in the Philippines for small and mid-sized businesses. We Sell It offers a wide range of hardware and software brands sold by authorized partners. Get your McAfee license in an instant with We Sell It. Just go to its homepage, wesellit.ph, select security and backup,
Jilan, your slide is not moving, sorry.
select security and backup,
Your slide is not
McAfee,
moving. Ulit. Sorry for that technical glitch.
Is it now okay, Miss Jen?
Yes, we
Is
can
it
see
now
your
moving?
slides. Yeah, I don't know yet. You try to,
Okay.
yeah, it's moving now.
So for that technical issue with that, so select security and backup, press McAfee, and browse McAfee licenses. You can also type the license you're looking for. Just type.
It's not moving pa rin, Jilan. Sorry Ba't ka na nag-hang yung slides mo? A raise of hand, if just in case you're having trouble of accessing the evaluation form, our dear customers, just a raise of hand so we can address your concern. Is everyone can access the evaluation form? Okay, Julan. So let us know once you're ready.
Can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I
Okay,
hope
good.
my internet stays strong, just like McAfee is strong from viruses. So you can click the uh, thumbnail, or you can just type Unified Cloud Edge. Once you found the license you're looking for, just click on its thumbnail, press Add to Cart, check your cart, then you're good to go. Proceed to checkout. Fast, easy, and reliable. Get your McAfee license in an instant with wesellit.ph. For more information, you can go to wesellit.ph or follow their Facebook at wesellit to learn more about McAfee. So thank you everyone, and I hope you enjoy our webinar. But before that, kindly send your evaluation for our webinar this afternoon. And just like what Miss Jen has said, for those who will be filling up the evaluation form, we will be giving away these prizes, a jacket, a bag, and a Gcash prize. So thank you everyone.
Woohoo! Marami tayong prizes today. So please stay tuned and stay in the call and finish the webinar. So later on, after the presentation, we will raffle off these 10 prizes that we have in store. Okay, so I'll turn the floor now again to Anton. Anton, back to you.
Hi, Miss Jenny.
Okay.
Let me share now. There you go. Share screen. Okay. Just to wrap up, now I will not go to the other modules anymore. On the other products, no, kasi I know time check only, no, we'll still have to cover the cloud security and work from home solution. Just to highlight the Envision Protect Suite bundles, no, this is how it is being offered in the market. No, we have the Envision Protect Suite and bundles. It's already per user. It's per subscription per user, and one user is entitled for 5 devices. So if before it's offered per endpoint, no, it's per devices. Right now it's per user, and they have 5 devices entitlement for one user. So for Envision Protect Standard, Envision Protect Plus, you will see all of the functionalities that we have discussed earlier, no? And for the bundle of Envision 6 with EDR and premium EDR, no, there's already the insights. So if you avail of MV6, you will have the EDR capability. Ang pinagkaiba lang ito is yung 90 days of historical investigation. Kasi hindi naman nagtatagal yung investigation natin ng isang buwan. In operations, we usually are measured in days only on our effectivity for SOC. No? So in upgrade path, no, depending on what you have initially subscribed on with via WSI, kila Miss Jenny, no. Of course, you have your own endpoint threat protection bundle. Plus, you can have an upgrade in case that you just wanted to have the standard versus the protection plus, no. So you will have, if you go to the protection plus, you will have other features that we have highlighted earlier. Very similar to the CTP bundling, no? The complete threat protection bundle. No? You already have certain protection, so from the mobile EDR and as well as the insights. I didn't include that here because this is just MV2, but as you can see, there are other benefits that can be added on top of what you are currently subscribed to, and if you avail on the new bundling. Because eventually these bundles are already, Miss Jenny, the SKU for these bundles are it's not already offered this year or even even Q4 of last year. So we are already mandating, McAfee is already asking the customers to kind of shift their subscription to these types of bundle. All right. Let me shift to Miss Jenny. Do you want me to add other stuff from all of the other solutions that we have apart from endpoint
sure.
and cloud?
You have 20 minutes, Kaya?
Sige, let me...
Yeah, 10 minutes for us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let me share again my screen. Yan. So let me try not to be that technical, no? Kasi I know it will be. So we'll just focus on the portfolio that I've shown you a while back. No? Yung cloud security is focused on all of the protection in cloud. No? So to move forward, no, we know that these are the motivations why a lot of us are going to the cloud. No? Aside from digital transformation, we have faster business agility, and we wanted our workers from home to be more productive, no? To use cloud application rather than them going VPN to your office and accessing your on-premise application. But again, some of our applications that are on-premise cannot be migrated in the cloud, no, because of compliance, data privacy, and so on and so forth. No? So these are the enablers, and we see that new technologies are there, that we have faster deployment of the cloud. You just provision it in less than 5 minutes, you already have the service. No? And of course, in terms of accessibility, no? Not only coming from your head office, but also coming from managed devices, the one that company issued, at least to distinguish it, and devices that you're letting your employees access your cloud application from their personal devices that are not managed, no? Wala tayong control. No? So you term it as unmanaged device na lang. Mas maganda. Yep. And from the shift of on-premise workload, diba, some of them are migrated in the cloud using various cloud service providers. But again, as I mentioned, from branch offices, from remote workers, there are challenges in terms of the network infra. No? That's the reason why you ask them to connect directly. But again, you ask them to route back to the office kasi there are security controls here that will protect the not only your application, but the data of your application. No? But again, it will serve as a workload in your web gateway other than them. This purpose is protecting you from external sites sana. No? So since your applications are already in the cloud, di ba? So over time, di ba, as in our trying situation right now, we have shifted from work from home, skeletal workforce, and we are asking them to access applications directly. So bumaba na yung network or enterprise connectivity via VPN, and there is already a direct to cloud. No? And of course, there are increase of usage of the cloud services, as well as increase of access of unmanaged devices, no? Or let's say other devices that we don't have control kasi managed ngayon, right? And very similar to our platform right now, no? We maximize the use of collaboration tools, the likes of Teams, Zoom, WebEx, and so on and so forth. No? And to that point, no, of course, in terms of managed devices, we can protect that with encryption, device management, AV, and all other security controls. No, and we see that over time, this is a very old chart already. The start of all of those quarantine CQ, all of the queues that we have experienced of all of the variations. There's a lot of usage of collaboration tools. And mind you, even on these collaboration tools, there's a lot of document sharing. And this is a good vector for hackers to steal information, especially if it's sensitive and whatnot. No? Aside from the normal social engineering, a click-through, this is another avenue for hackers to get information. And again, we're in this new norm already. It's not a new norm. It's already the digital norm that we term it now this month. No, and shifting to that, there is still the question: how do we protect data that is being shared, data in motion that is natively created in the cloud? So data in the cloud, aside from data that is residing on our endpoint, no. So these are the questions that we are asking ourselves. And again, for information or data privacy or risk team, no, where is the actual sensitive information located, which particular service that we are using. So it's not only the collaboration tools, but all other applications and cloud services that's out there, whether that's software as a service or infrastructure as a service. Now, circling back to cybersecurity, information security group as well, this is the challenge. How do I protect various cloud applications in different locations, no, outside our office? So that's the challenge right now. And because of that, no, from the personal device, no, there is also, aside from hackers, meron ding negligent employees, no? In case you allow your users to access your cloud application, baka may mga nagkakamali or may mga intentional, di ba? So, threat can happen from the usual, from the hackers using their unknown device, no? And even from the personal devices, no, if you allow them to access data from the cloud, it can be stolen using yung mga traditional USB. Threat can also reside from those USBs and so on and so forth. No? So that is the challenge right now, the unmanaged device. No? That is one vector for cloud applications. And ganun din even managed devices, no, in all of the security controls, other web applications that are accessed, if you don't have the web gateway on premise, kasi you're letting them connect directly now, no? So wala nang web gateway at firewall. So they might be mistakenly access data or share data in those services, cloud services that have high risk. Yung mga mega share, mga put lockers, and all of that, even in the dark web, no? So, just to run through very profile ni Liza, no? So, sinubukan niya mag-collaborate in your business collaboration tool, maaring manakaw yung data in another tenant or a shared tenant with other cloud-to-cloud partnership, no? Data is also can be exfiltrated and be mistakenly shared via external device. So, I believe yung mga data protection natin on corporate issued are enforced, no, kahit online sila. So that is one vector of data exfiltration or data loss, no. Other accord is if they sync email or they download attachment from personal device, no. Once it's in the personal device, your data is gone kasi personal device yun, whether laptop yan or mobile. And also, in case, as I mentioned earlier, in case magkamali si user, mapadala niya dun sa risky services, magkamali siya, data can be lost and be stolen from that device, no? And we know we have our own corporate tools, no, for box and other storage, cloud storage services. Baka sa very similar GUI, baka mailagay niya sa personal account yung sensitive information. Wrong upload, no? It's not a negligent, but it's a human error, no? And very similar to threat. Not aside from data being lost, threat can reside from different cloud services as well as even business services, no? In case there are no native protection that's there or it's not enforced, no? Threat can happen in all of those accounts. So we already have data exfiltration and even threat residing from different vectors. No? So we wanted to have a solution to help us protect ourselves, our end users, our data, even our services that we have subscribed to. No? So in McAfee has its own unified cloud security approach. No? So having that architecture in mind, no? So similar term, Envision. No? Envision can help you in cloud protection, whether that's your software as a service or that's an infra. It can also integrate with your on-premise, let's say, infrastructure to assess what are the mostly accessed websites by your corporate managed devices when they are in the office. And also integrate your existing DLP in case you have your own data endpoint data protection. But again, DLP can reside in various layers of this one, no? So you have your cloud DLP, natively protection or enforcing your DLP protection mechanisms in cloud, no? If they're trying to download, edit, or upload data, no? We can also synergize our existing endpoint DLP So that's DLP on managed devices, as well as DLP over the wire, no? In case you wanted to enforce DLP data in motion, no? You wanted to protect data. So that is where the unified cloud security multi-platform, no? So aside from the DLP protection, you can also do an assessment of your cloud infrastructure. So it's very similar to somewhat doing an server security, but this is more of securing your VM and those container-based applications. Kasi ngayon, you don't need the VM anymore, you just need a container for certain technologies, no? That you can deploy in a lightweight fashion, right? Using your Docker images and the like. And of course, it will be complemented by your endpoint threat protection and as well as your forensic tool, your endpoint detection remediation. So that's your envision solution of McAfee. Again, this is just to segregate what is managed software as a service. So these are the one that I subscribe to kay Office 365, E1, E3, E5, your G Suite, no? And all of those mature services. Whereas yung term natin ng unmanaged cloud service, these are somewhat, let's say, cannot be managed via API or services that are very risky, no? So again, these are, if we have a categorization of our managed device and unmanaged device, we also have a categorization of managed and unmanaged cloud service. So we have to put into context that as well, so that when we enforce our cybersecurity program, we will know what to protect and where. No, so going to that, no. So we have your managed SaaS and you have your managed and unmanaged devices. So of course, ito yung pinaka-trusted dimension natin and integration natin. Whether the direction is upload, whether the direction is download, no. Whereas we also wanted to also look into the vector of sharing data on unmanaged device, on unmanaged storages, as well as forwarding data, email with, let's say, sensitive information to external domain, dapat doon sa trusted lang, di ba? And of course, we wanted also to protect data that are being shared into third-party application and collaboration tools, di ba? Kasi some of us can attach documents that is still shared in our G Drive, OneDrive, Box, and so on and so forth. But data in motion, no? We can also restrict download or access of data coming from unmanaged device kasi you only are allowing managed device. And in a managed device, we wanted also to protect data that are, let's say, an employee are sharing externally. So we are just allowing data to be shared in the cloud service. All right. So you see there are certain mechanisms to protect that. So Envision Cloud have all of these mechanisms in place to protect these data islands that we have already established, no? So kaya nga blue siya kasi we have our trusted domain, no? So overall, Envision Cloud, no, it's not only a CASB function but also our giving you data protection and threat protection, no? And also providing you with compliance and reporting and for even certain orchestration mechanism, no? In terms of the usual connection, no? Let's say you still have your branch office and your remote work from home users. If you already have your unified cloud security platform, right, in place, you can allow them, your managed services, your managed endpoint to be routed to that, so that not to congest yung traditional VPN access natin to the office. Of course, you still have to access yung mga on-premise application, no? But all other cloud application, you can use the Envision Cloud to protect, to serve as your gateway and your DLP towards your cloud application. All right. So just to enforce that, no, very similar to that architecture, you have your Envision Cloud. It serves as your gateway. It serves as your DLP, again, very similar, and also with the blended endpoint protection. If in case you already have that endpoint DLP of McAfee, then it can already be part of your synergy as your data protection program. No? As your data protection program. All right, so going back to our generic architecture, so you can use the Envision Cloud to protect from unmanaged devices. For those even managed devices, you can scrutinize the data that is being shared towards risky application, only allowing them dun sa software as a service, right? And use case for that is also for other collaborators of that cloud service. No, you can restrict also the data to be accessed and downloaded and opened by that collaboration partner. And very similar to what we are using as a platform right now, no, we can also manage data that is being shared across the chat stream of this application. So that is your cloud security along with your data protection cloud-based. All right? And going to the point of view of Lisa a while ago, diba? We block the access from risky web application. We block the upload of data towards those risky cloud application. We only allow towards the business cloud application. And with the cloud security, of course, you disallow access towards those unauthorized partners. Ganon din sa unmanaged device, data that is residing on cloud, you deny that. So this is another architecture or flow on your data protection program, no? In case you wanted to point that in a user point of point of view, so you can have this as well. All right. So going to our data island protection, this is the protection. So it's like shifting your endpoint protection and your server protection sa cloud. With respect to still your data protection for your cloud services as well as your end user. Kasi this is our goal for cybersecurity, di ba? To protect our data on our servers as well as the data being used by our users and protect the data, our user from threats as well. All right. This is another workflow. Just wanted to show you a user experience. So a user tried to exfiltrate data, copy data to unrecognized device. So meron siyang pop-up if you have the endpoint data protection. No, you can educate the user that that is not an unapproved device. No. Ganun din if the user tries to, the user mistakenly attaches a document that has sensitive information, you can do it on the endpoint protection. You can do it also as the CASB layer. No? So you have an email that you're trying to send sensitive information to an unapproved email recipient. No? And in case that matigas talaga yung ulo ng user, tries to upload directly on the web and access a risky storage, sabi natin yung personal storage niya, since he is in a managed device, you can already block it on the gate. No? So this is somewhat an entry point of a data protection program using the cloud security solution or the Envision Cloud of McAfee. All right? Of course, you will just allow the happy path, no? for this. No? These are some of the screen captures. Now, let's go to the actual demo. So you will see how we recognize the activities of the users, no? What is there in there, and what is done from a geographic location. Kasi baka the user account has been compromised, nanakaw, and they're using that account to use to log on to that corporate instance, diba? And this is somewhat a flavor of an SIEM on-premise. This is your SOC dashboard. Can already do a triage out of the activities, detect the anomalies, filter that to a particular threat. So this is already the threat. No? So you already have deduced and reducted the noise coming from false positive, no? And all of the activities coming in and out. So that's visibility at the gate. No? Similarly, if you wanted to do an incident, you can also respond to the incident. You can quarantine and delete the attachment, send a notification, no? And even send an email. Kasi kung wala sila ng endpoint DLP, you can send an email, and from that email, they can perform certain, you can click on the link and be routed to the web dashboard and provide justification why they are uploading and downloading that particular file that has been tagged as sensitive, no? So you can have a self-remediation, very similar to that endpoint data protection, no? It can be via email and be routed to the web console. Kasi wala nga tayong endpoint DLP. Alright? And of course, you can also have an assessment of your cloud services over time, no? So if you have the same industry, no, we can be assessed whether your data protection based on the users, based on the policies, no, you will be also given recommendations. So similar to the insights that I mentioned, no, so you can already enforce certain security controls before any threats can happen, no. At least in the management standpoint, you can already roll it out. All right. So again, there is another scoring for your data at risk. Again, that depends on certain degrees and risk scoring out there, right? So this is the value of visibility and enforcing our cloud security posture, whether that's software as a service, that's infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service. And the beauty of this, you can also, because you're based on that scoring, you can also check the registry of the cloud services that McAfee is assessing globally, no? So there is already scoring, for example, yung SendSpace, what attributed to that particular high-risk score, no? So bakit siya unsecured? So there are certain variables and attributes that is contributing to that particular risk score na 7. Now, the higher the risk, sometimes the more unsafe it is. And you will investigate. So kahit during ito, if you say the data is at high risk, then it is still not yet safe, right? So that is visibility, and that is enforcement of protection in cloud. All right, this is the dashboard, a very similar dashboard that we are seeing, right? All right, and when you create the policy, the rules, it's all in one dashboard already. So for DLP specific, for access specific, for web, and for your malware, right? And can have other protections as well, and perform certain tasks that you wanted to do, scan on sensitive information or scan for malware as well. Okay, so to wrap things up, no, we have different cloud services, different mechanisms that we have mentioned, right? So as the unified security approach of McAfee, no, it extends not only to certain types of cloud application, but also to the infrastructure and even the workload, no. So all in all, that is your there is certain offering that we have. Now we have the unified cloud edge, and also we can offer only in the protection on the infrastructure. But overall, this is your Envision Cloud security portfolio. And if ask me, licensing, it's based on the number of users on cloud services and admin users that is administering the workload or resources in your infrastructure. So with that, thank you very much for this afternoon and for your time to hear McAfee's almost all of the portfolio solutions that WSI and their partner is offering to you. And in case you have other questions, whether it's technology related or any cybersecurity or data protection topic, you can reach out to me or go and reach out to Miss Jenny, of course. No? So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Anton. I hope everyone's still okay. Anton, favor pa-type in ang iyong contact dito sa chat room so that our customer can capture your details. And as well as I will type in mine. for to answer or to get all your inquiries, as well as my phone number. Okay, so
Akala ko
let
a
me.
good cybersecurity professional does not reveal his identity. I'm just kidding.
Ah,
Just kidding.
sabi mo kasi kanina, please feel free to reach
Just
out.
kidding, just kidding. No worries, no worries, no worries.
We are allowing our details to be to be typed in, to be broadcast for
Yes,
this
Miss Jenny.
exclusive event lang. 527403888. I type in my contact details and all my contact details. You can really email me for all your inquiries, and if you want to talk, just call me. You can Viber me. You can WhatsApp any platform. If you want to get my Facebook, just let me know. I send it to you privately. Okay. So now the moment that we're waiting for, but then again, let me check. Is Kathy's here?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have
Hi.
time to give a quick, a brief, tawag dito, message to our all dear customers that's
Sure.
still patronizing our McAfee product? And we have
Okay.
here Ronald Tolosa from Linde. He's saying that he's been using the
Yes.
McAfee for 20 years. Wow.
Yes, I heard the statement from Mr. Tolosa. Thank you very much, sir, for patronizing McAfee. And of course, to the rest of our attendees today, I would like to thank everyone for making the time this afternoon, and as well as for the continuous support with McAfee. I hope from the session today you were able to learn what are the new offerings of McAfee, and hopefully we can help you move forward in adapting to the new technologies that we've currently announced. And then I was not here earlier. I came a bit in the middle na. I just wanted to ask, maybe some of you are still using the old endpoints of McAfee. I just want to check if you have received any announcements on the 10.7 update of our endpoints. So you might want to check because this endpoint comes with a ATP. So that's for free. It's something that you can just turn on. All you have to do is just update to the latest version, which is 10.7. So, Anton, are you still there?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Miss Kat.
So I understand for with the 10.7 they also get something similar like insights, no? So at least they can have a feel of what insights can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
In case they wanted to enable that feature, now once we have run through the insights, the actual platform a
Yes.
while back. No? So if their endpoints are in 10.7 and with ATP, much better, they can already enable insights
Yes.
for as I think a flavor for testing,
Correct.
and if it will cater and complement some information that they wanted to also in help in detecting and correlating that with other campaigns out there, no?
Yes,
So
yes.
it's very helpful. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something that I just wanted to share as an addition to what has been discussed earlier. So that's it. I think we heard a lot of fresh updates from Anton as well and Jenny. So thank you very much again for dropping by today. And over to you, Jenny. You're on mute, Jen.
Nakamute ako, sorry. Okay. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Kathy Fernandez is our McAfee channel in country. And she's the one assisting of all the partners and end users as well. You can also approach her if you have inquiries that talks about yung nga sinabi kanina mga updates. Okay, so now this is the moment that we're waiting for. We're gonna raffle off our exciting prizes today. So make sure that all of you is already completed the evaluation form to be able to qualify in our raffle today. Josh, Jilan, Are we okay? Good? So we can showcase now our tambiolo. We created a tambiolo for this para makakatohanan. So you can showcase now your tambiolo so we can spin the wheel and see who will be our lucky winner today. All right. Thank you for staying. And then now to reward your presence and at the same time your patience of attending our webinar today. So we will now start with our prize for that is a leather. We were gonna raffle off a 2 leather bag, laptop bag. So let's start the wheel rolling and see who is the lucky winner. May ibang hindi pa sumasagot. Wait lang, Josh. Stop. Baka yung iba gusto mag-join. There are 10 names lang dito. Let's see. I give you another 1 minute. Let's 20 seconds. $15, $16, $17, 15, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, close na. Okay, so let's start all over again. Joshua, please show the our spin wheel. So we will raffle today now the 2 leather bag, laptop bag. Okay, spin. May sounds ba yan na congratulations? Okay, congratulations to Conrad Pingol.
Thank you.
Congrats, sir. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Manila Bay.
Manila Bay.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, sir. Congrats.
Congratulations, sir.
Let's see our next winner for another leather laptop bag. Ayun, Dex D. Sobredo. Actually, sa 10 lang nag-join. Congratulations, Sir Dex.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Wow. Dito, where are you from, Sir Dex?
From Taguig City po, Taguig City.
From what company, sir?
From First Serve IT po.
First Serve IT. Wow, thank you, sir, for attending.
Thank you po.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, our next raffle is 2 jackets. Yung marketing namin will ask you na lang kung anong size. My available size is small, medium, large, and extra large. Yon, okay? Let's spin a wheel. Ayan, nagkaroon ng lag internet. Josh. Paspin.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Si Sir Mart. Sir Mart, another jacket again from Pepsi. Ang dami ng jackets. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Extra large.
Extra large, tama. Wala akong double XL talaga. Okay, next. Oh my God, yung matitira, sakto, para sa mga GCash. Okay. Sir Toto Hipolito. Sir Toto, are you there? Sir Toto. Just show off heads. Yes, Sir Toto is here. Sir Toto, congratulations. Our marketing will contact you for this job. We will go to the next raffle. Wow, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, raffle ko. Okay, I'm gonna raffle off the siguro tatlong 500 na GCash at saka dalawang 1,000 na GCash. Hindi kasi sumali sa inyo yung iba eh. Sumali. Okay, so let's raffle now the first 500 worth of GCash prizes. Wait. Sige, 500. Siguro yung 1,000 will be raffle off and another 1,000 i-resume natin lahat para fair. Sir Tan Galarosa. Sir Tan, are you there? Please unmute. Sir Tan. Ayaw magpa-interview ni Sir Tan. Congratulations, sir. You won 500 worth of GCash. Okay, next is another 500. Sir Alvin Cruz. Alvin Cruz. Thank you. Congratulations, Sir Alvin. Wala sound yung Wheel of Fortune, Josh. Congrats. Okay, last 500. And then we're gonna do a last 1,000 for that. And then babalik natin ulit yung lahat para sa another 1,500. Okay? Sir Philip Pabian. Sir Philip Pabian. BJ Angelo. Sino nanalo? BJ? I saw, okay. Ay, sorry, Sir BJ Angelo pala, sir. Sir BJ Angelo. Bakit ganun nakalagay doon, Philip? Okay, umusog siya. Sir BJ, thank you. And then, let's draw now our 1,000. Dalawa lang kayo. Tapos mamaya babalik natin lahat para sa isang 1,000 at isang 500. Okay, let's draw. Who's the lucky? Oh my God. Sir Billy Papian, ayun sa 1,000 ka. Congratulations. Now we will draw back all in the completed the evaluation form. I give you a moment, Joshua, to return all the names in the wheel para do sa another 500 and 1,000 na raffle ng GCash. Okay? Thank you guys. I hope you have fun. Sana yung mga iba hindi pa nakakasagot, sana maka-join dun sa wheel. And we will do another session again by September. This will be an update for more on the IPS, the SIEM, and we're still cooking on it. And we will advise you all and send to you the invites. Okay, for now, we have actually promo on the actually hindi ko dapat sabihin. Any competitive security products, once you convert it to McAfee, we are giving it a 1 year, actually 3 years contract, but 1 year free doon. 2 years lang yung babayaran nyo. So please contact your reseller now. And if you want, you can talk to us para i-align namin sa mga resellers nyo about the promotion. So if you wish to get a code for that, please let us know. Also, kung meron pa kayong mga ibang mga security products na gusto nyo i-migrate sa McAfee. Also, of course, exciting discount always sa McAfee. We're giving away. Okay, Josh, just let me know if you're ready. Flash it on the screen. Meron pa tayong isang 500 at isang 1,000.
Jenny, I just responded. Baka lang daw ako masama. Ronald to.
Kasi Sir Ronald, kanina pa namin. Tama. Paki-check ulit, Josh.
Meron lang kasing back-to-back meeting din sa kabilang side.
Talaga. Ikaw na busy, sir.
From hard work, di ba?
Yeah.
Work from hard work, work from home.
Yung work from home na to, grabe, mas busy tayo kaysa the usual, yung normal work.
Tama ka.
Hanggat mapipiga, ang oras mo pipigayin talaga yun ng trabaho.
So, andyan na ba yung name ko? Sorry
Josh, paki-check yung mga wala kanina, actually 10 lang na-join, si Sir Ronald wala doon. Yeah.
Swerte pa naman ako sa mga ganyang rapol.
Marami pang ibang hindi sumama. Gio Gemoto, wala doon. Jason, Sir JB. Marami, apat lang kayo na wala. Okay, Joshua, are you done?
Hello, ma'am. Wait lang po.
Okay. Naglalag yung internet. Iniisip ko paano magsusurvive ang mga estudyante pag laging lag ang internet. So please expect a call from our team just to check through that, we address all your concern, and if you need support, at least we can get in touch and we can talk how we can help you to move on the upgrades, yung mga ganon. So sana wag nyo kaming babaan na po. Okay, si Sir Ronald ba nandyan? Ayun, sir. Nakita mo, nakita mo.
Ako,
let's raffle off. Nandyan, Sino nadagdag? Philip Mart. Okay. Si Sir Ronald lang ulit. So, ang additional to the clan. Okay, let's raffle now our 500 worth of GCash. Spin the wheel. Yay! Sino? Ako excited. Si Sir BJ ulit. Sir BJ, okay lang. Give chance to others. Sir BJ. You won the 500 na, di ba kanina? Walang mic si Sir BJ. Ay, tingnan sa chat. Let's give chance the 500 to others, Sir BJ, ha? Oh, yeah. Okay? Kasi iba hindi pa. Opo, ma. Yes, bait-bait naman ni Sir BJ.
Okay lang. Kasi may kausap lang daw sila.
Okay. Yeah, sumagot naman Sir BJ. Okay, let's raffle now. Then the 500 again. Marang sabi ko, sino to? Yung Marang. Dex Sobredo. Sir Dex, ano na panalo nyo kanina? Ano na pa yan, Sir Dex? Jacket or Gcash?
Hello po, laptop bag po.
Okay, Sir Dex, kayo po ang nanalo ng 500 worth of Gcash.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po.
Ha?
Ako, ma'am. Bali,
okay.
Another winner po ako, ma'am.
Yes, no 500 Gcash, sir. Kanina kasi leather jacket. Leather laptop bag. Action star lang, leather jacket. Okay, next. Our 1,000 worth of Gcash. Let's spin a wheel. Yay, excited.
Gucci 500.
Sir Philip Pabian, kayo ba'y nanalo kanina ng 1,000? I think so, yeah? Tama ka, Joshua?
Yes, po, ma'am. Siya po.
Okay, let's give a chance to others, Sir Philip.
Okay po.
Salamat. Masaya.
Welcome.
Okay, let's spin another for the 1,000. Sir Toto Hipolito. Ano na pala ni Sir Toto kanina?
Hello po, ma'am. Jacket po.
Jacket. Okay, Sir Toto, you won the 1,000 GCash. Sir Ronald, I tried my best. Thank you. Congratulations, Sir Toto. And all of the winners, you will get a call from our marketing. Are you showing all the winner summary dito, Joshua and Junan? Para mas snippet nila, mas screenshot, para mapamine, di ba? Pamine.
Does everyone see my screen?
Yes. Sir, congrats sa McAfee letter. Sir, pa-screenshot, pa-mine para meron kayong proof that you won.
Wait lang.
Yeah, you won. Pa-screenshot, sir. Okay. And the next. Dex Sobredo. Sir, pa-screenshot.
Yes po, yes po.
Okay, next. Sir Mart, yung McAfee jacket mo, sir, pa-screenshot. Okay. Next. Sir Toto. Pa-screenshot, pa-session na kayo sa copy ko. Okay, next. Next, Josh. Jilan. Ayan, nagkakala naman. Ayan. Sir Alvin Cruz. Pa-snippet, pa-screenshot po. Sir Alvin and Sir BJ. Ang bilis mo, Jilan. Balik ulit tayo dun kay Sir Yan. Sir Philip, 1,000. Sir Dex, worth 500 GC. Congratulations to all. Sir Toto, pa-screenshot. And next. Oh, that's it. So thank you for attending, our dear customers, McAfee customer, and I hope you enjoy our session today and you learn a lot from Anton. And Anton is my favorite speaker in McAfee, and every customer loves him talaga. Okay, so see you on our next session, and thank you to all. Good afternoon, and always be safe. Thank you.